Let's see if Mike comes back.
Did your internet explode? Can't hear you.
Turn that off. Turn that off.
Oh, I hear you now.
Okay. It's like we have to click and unclick this, or just click it once and then it starts working again. Super weird.
So
there's
yeah.
like a button that turns on and off. It doesn't really matter if it's on the on or off position. It just needs to be clicked at some point, and it'll connect us. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like,
Yeah,
we just need to go click, click, click.
to wake it up.
Just have to say like, hey, I want to use you.
Yeah, Streamlabs died.
This sucks, man. This is Jeff.
So
yeah, it's pretty like stupid, right? That like Jeff did not get the game, even though it was his whole thing. He's like, I gotta save up for that game, so I can't play I can't get the Helldivers because I gotta get this game. Freaking stupid.
I mean, is there something else that he wants instead that he's waiting for?
No, he probably will just talk himself out of that too.
I mean, he has to be frugal. He doesn't have a lot of money, so you can't like.
Yo, he buys monsters.
That.
He buys a ton of monsters. If you want to, like, that's just literally.
You got to be picky
money.
and choose what you want.
Okay.
Or he's lying and he just has a monster can and he uses that Mio and he just.
No.
He used to use the Mio.
I went to his house on last Friday to fix something, and he popped a new can. And I smelled it. It smells just like so. Basically, they changed. I don't know if they have the original.
He's like, take a couple of these home with you.
I don't know if they have the original flavor anymore, to be honest.
Really, Green Monster?
They do. It's green, but now it's just sugar free. I think they combined the sugar free because like the green one is now sugar free. So I think they just got rid of like the original and the sugar free one, and now it's just the green sugar free one.
All right, I may go down a questionable rabbit hole for a minute, but do you eat like a lot of sugar, like free sugar substitute stuff by any chance, like ice creams, bars?
No. We have usually Splenda with our coffee. Okay. If I drink sugar in my coffee, it kind of makes me nauseous. It's really weird. I don't know why.
Interesting.
Yeah, I can't.
Very interesting.
I don't like it. But no, I usually have like 2 Splendas in my coffee in the morning.
Oh, okay, because there's like this like sugar-free ice cream that I really like, but it like messes with not that. It messes with my stomach so bad, and like it will just like give me the worst gas for literally like 5 hours.
You may be lactose intolerant. Are you lactose intolerant? Because I am.
I don't know.
If I drink
sugar-free stuff does that to you though sometimes.
Well, no. So yes, anything that has sugar alcohols.
Like if you ate a little more of it, you'd probably have explosive diarrhea.
Not explosive, but runny.
I've eaten whole like pints or whatever of. It's called Nix.
I don't think we've had that.
And
but anything that has sugar alcohols, if you have too much, it'll go right through you because your body doesn't know how to react to it, so it just gets rid of it.
Well, it doesn't digest it; it just pushes it through.
I just said that. It doesn't know how to react to it, so it just.
It's like, hey, get it out of here.
Yeah,
that's like drinking tar. I literally just got like the heebie-jeebies. Black coffee with 1 sugar. It's like,
dude. So
I love coffee, but it has to have like creamer and Splenda. Like,
I agree.
I can't drink black coffee.
I was laughing so hard the other day, and she still hasn't told me about it. But like Mary Lynn asked me about something, like something in the car, like if I knew anything about it, and I was like, I don't know, I don't think I knew about that. Why? And then she was like, oh my god, I just saw the grossest thing ever, and like she was just going like, oh my god, and I would just hear. We were on the phone, by the way, so all I kept hearing was, oh my god, oh my god.
Was she like gagging or something?
Yeah, but it was just like the funniest sounding thing ever because all I heard was like,
No.
I
That's
don't know.
gross.
My coworker does that sometimes. Like she'll see something gross or hear something gross, and she'll like gag from it. I'm like, dude, stop. I'm like, gross. You're more gross than whatever you just said.
Mm.
That's too funny.
What were we talking about before we started talking? Oh yeah, ice cream and stuff.
Cart-
Yeah. So like if I have 2 bowls of cereal, I will get the farts for sure.
Yeah, cereal, really,
Well, cereal with milk.
really.
Yeah. So if I have cereal with milk, so I always like just try it. Like you probably don't. Do you ever drink milk? Because I don't like milk. I don't drink milk by
No,
itself,
no.
especially.
You know what, dude? I used to love milk, right? I like literally would just like wake up in the middle of the night and drink a whole cup
Mm-hmm.
of
Ugh.
it. One day, I just woke up like
You know that
I'm
you
not
just did the thing that
No,
your
I
friend
didn't
does.
gag.
You
I
didn't
just like
gag. But you went,
shiver.
You literally are doing the same thing. It's just a different version of it.
I literally
But it's
get
the
like sometimes
same
like
freaking thing.
chills like with how gross something sounds.
Yeah, that's what they get too, but they just react differently because you're terribly afraid of that. So,
well. What I, what I was
you're
what I
laughing
was gonna
because she
say,
just did the thing, right?
yeah, it
Yeah.
was. She's like, no,
I did
no,
not do that. I went,
You went,
ugh.
"Ugh."
no, you didn't. I'm just sure. I just woke up one day
Okay,
and
oat
the
milk is not
idea of milk
100%
grossed
better.
me out.
Get out of here. Oat milk is gross.
No way, oat milk is good. I had it in like a latte.
Yeah, you had it in a latte with about 3 pounds
delicious.
of sugar. I guarantee you there was a
I'm
ton
willing
of,
to try it.
because
I think I'd like it.
You got it literally
Almond
the same
milk is
way.
awesome.
Almond milk is good.
Almond
I
milk
like-
is mild,
I like-
so you can't really taste it. It doesn't really have
It's
like a
almond
strong.
water. It's white water.
Yeah,
That's what
it's not strong, and it doesn't even taste like almond. And if you get a vanilla one, it just tastes like vanilla. Like it doesn't taste like but it doesn't taste like milk either.
I don't know. That oat milk drink I get at Starbucks.
Yes, you
is
got
really
an oat
good.
milk drink. That's like saying like I got a culotta.
Yeah,
that
but
was
like I've
really
tried
good. I love
Starbucks with
coffee
almond
now.
milk substituted, and it was disgusting. Like coffee, you can't put almond milk in coffee. It's just gross.
Well, it's
Skim milk.
too,
You can't put skim milk in it either. It
It's
tastes
too
like
light. It's just-
sewer water.
Well, it's just too
Yeah.
light.
So wait,
You need
reminds me of
cream.
a video I saw on Twitter. Yeah, I can't watch stuff like that. Oat milk, I agree. I don't like milk at all, so me neither.
I don't like milk either, but I
gotta
like
enter a
it.
giveaway now.
I like it in cereal. Like I love,
True. Can't.
and I
beat
don't put
that.
a lot. I just put enough to like have like every like the last spoon should have almost the last little bit of cereal. I don't mind drinking the milk at the end, but it should just have a little bit of cereal, a little bit of milk,
Yeah.
and just the right amount.
Did I tell
But
you? Did I tell you the huge mess up I made?
I also
trying to
don't
be
like my cereal soggy. I like it like wet, but crunchy.
middle.
Yeah, I like it
Really?
wet but crunchy. I can't let it just sit there and get soggy. Like that's not
Dude,
cereal
no,
to me. That's just
soggy frosted wheats or whatever. Amazing.
no, I don't like
Where
them.
like the frosting almost turns into like a cream.
No,
Mamma
no.
mia,
No, because then it's just like oatmeal, sweet oatmeal.
dude. But I can't remember. Did I tell you
Cold,
about
sweet
the huge
oatmeal.
mistake I made with
No, you didn't.
sugar-free pudding? one
Oh,
time?
did you shit yourself?
No. It wasn't anything like that. So I'm like going. I find like this sugar-free pudding, which I'm like, dude, awesome. This will be nice for my sweet tooth.
Mhm.
And I use heavy whipping cream instead. So
Okay.
I put like whatever those little ones are. I don't know if it's a pint, 2 cups. I have no idea.
The little
So
ones that are like this big,
Yeah, like the
they're
one
like
like
6 ounces. They're
Yeah,
of
so
ice cream. Wait, of what? Of pudding?
heavy whipping cream.
Oh,
So
okay,
you
yeah.
mix
No,
a
so
heavy-
those are like I think they're like 8 ounce. They're like a cup or so or something
Yeah,
like that.
and they're 0 carbs. And I'm like,
Yeah,
dude,
just
I'm
high
like,
fat. They just have a lot of
yeah.
fat.
So, but that's the thing though, is like, so I eat like, and I did this probably like 8 times before I like made this discovery. And then like I look on the back of I look on the back of the little container for the heavy
Creamer.
whipping cream,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
realized that I'm like, dude, I can't believe how healthy this is for you.
Oh wait,
But
hold
then
on,
I
hold on.
realized that
Let me guess. Wait, hold on. 2 tablespoons per serving.
yeah, so I
And
was
yeah.
32 serve. So I was having like literally like 4,000% of my daily like fat. I was like, oh,
It's
and
like
then
it's like what? Like 40 or 50 calories per 2 tablespoons or something like that, right?
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like
It's a
so I was
lot.
like, oh my God. And then I have one other thing along those lines. I might have told you this one, but I was like having like one weekend I was having some like drinks, so like putting some liquor into water, and then you put in those like Crystal Light packets. So,
Mhm.
I was having like lemonade, and
Mhm.
like I had like two of these, but like I'm drinking like this lemonade. I'm like taking a sip. I'm
Hold
like,
on, let me guess again. Hold on. You bought the one that's for the pitcher,
the
and not the
pitcher.
one.
So
Okay.
I had like two of these. I'm like,
Oh,
dude, what
it's
the
so
hell is
strong.
going on?
But at least you couldn't taste the alcohol, right?
No,
I'm
dude,
guessing
I
you
couldn't
couldn't taste
taste
the
like
alcohol at all.
anything. I'm
Yeah,
like
yeah,
burning my tongue. I'm
yeah.
like, dude, what is with this? Yeah. So next time I went out there, I look and there's a little like cartoon picture of the pitcher on it. I'm
Yeah.
like,
It'll
oh,
make like 6 servings or something like that. Yeah.
yeah. I'm like, oh, jeez.
So
Yeah.
T said oat milk and cereal is good. Xander said there's only one oat milk I like. It actually almost tastes like milk, but all fake milks make coffee and tea taste fishy to me. T said
Whoa.
whipped coconut milk is really good and no sugar, barely any fat. Ugh, I just don't like coconut milk.
I've had
Yeah,
coconut.
me neither.
I got coconut milk once from Dunkin' Donuts. Worst decision I ever made.
Ugh.
I was just trying to be healthier, and I was just like, I'll get oat milk or
Coconut.
milk instead of whole milk, because like I was getting a latte, and like lattes are the best with whole milk because they're the best with whole milk.
Because it's fatty and delicious.
Yeah. So I was just like, I'll get coconut instead, and I got it. I was just like, that was the worst $5 that I ever spent. I was so upset.
Did you drink it,
I drank
though?
the crap out of it. I'm like, I spent $5 on this. I'm gonna get it down. And no, it wasn't even $5. It was like a free one because I never buy a lot. I never used to buy
Because you
a
robbed
lot.
the place. No.
No, just because you get they used to do like a good like reward points thing that you could get any drink for, once you got your reward.
They don't do that anymore?
No, now they give you like points, and you got to trade in the points for the different types of drinks.
Kind of like what Starbucks does.
But the more expensive the drink is, the more points you got. Before, it used to be like I would just get regular coffees until I built up enough thing, and then I would just get like a $6 drink. You know what I mean? Like the most expensive drink I could get just to get the free thing. And that's the only time I would get a latte, because it was the same. It was free,
Hear me out, dude. Cereal with melted vanilla ice cream.
No. You don't need to melt it. You just take the cereal.
Wait,
people
that
that
was a
do
thing
that.
you would do, actually. I remember
maybe
this.
you're
Yeah.
the person I know that does
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
That was
I'm like,
literally
wait,
like
I've
15
seen
years
people
ago.
do that. Like,
Yeah.
like
You just
pour
take like a
cereal
couple,
on your ice
take
cream.
a couple scoops. You
Gross.
just
He's
gotta
like, I'm eating it right now.
You just put put some cereal in it, mix it up so that it's like almost like a Rice Krispie treat but cold,
Dude,
and then you
I
just
remember this.
just eat the crap out of it.
Wow.
Yeah,
No, I don't
good.
like
Pretty much any type of cereal works.
I don't
You just
really
gotta
like
mix
my
the right type
ice
of
cream to be crunchy.
I like coffee ice cream with like something that's like I don't know, like even like Cheerios are good, like Honey Nut Cheerios or whatever.
Honey Nut Cheerios are the best cereal, dude.
They're really good. They're really good. I can't have any more Frosted Flakes because Tony the Tiger died. So
you can do
He
cake
did?
with ice
Yeah,
cream and
R.I.P.
flour.
Yeah, he died.
Cake with ice cream and flour.
What does that mean?
I don't know.
Cake with ice cream and flour. What the hell does that? You better not be putting like flour, all-purpose flour, in your ice cream, unless your flour is different than our flour.
No, I
And
think
it's
she
like-
said if you combine those, you get a cake.
No, that's not what she said.
Cake? See? Told
Make
you,
a
bro.
cake?
What? An ice cream. That's how they make ice cream cakes, dude. Duh. Dude.
You just take ice cream, put it in the oven, and add flour.
It's like some alchemy crap, dude.
That's like what you would do in a video game. Is just like combine it. Like,
Yeah.
that's how.
By
you
the
do
way,
it.
have you cooked in Dragon's Dogma yet?
Yeah.
Oh,
like
the
The
images.
videos.
dumb in the best possible way.
Yeah, it's
though.
great.
I
It's
love
perfect. Yeah.
Awesome. So now I want the next Monster Hunter
to be like
that to be the cooking game, like
yeah.
somehow.
The milk, fat, and flavor is already in the ice cream.
Dude, honestly,
This
like
is making sense to me.
no. Look, cake is so easy to make. Like, and box cake is so easy to make, and like a lot of. Did you know that a lot of professional cake making places that make like custom cakes will use box cake? Like, we'll use because they're so cheap. It's so cheap to buy, and they like the big companies have like basically the perfect formula for like a nice, like moist, great cake. You know what I mean? Like, there's really no making a homemade cake that's better than a box cake. And I've watched like video. I think Alton Brown.
Yeah, we watched that together.
You know, the guy from Good Eats. Remember Good Eats, that old like cooking show, like where he was kind of like the Bill Nye the Science Guy of like the Food Network. His show was really good. Well, his show is really good because it's like very sciencey as opposed to just like it's all, you know, bang.
Bam. Yeah.
It's not like that. It's very sciencey. And
T said, I know they do about something. And
about the cake thing. About
Xander said, what about the eggs? You don't need eggs.
Now I'm waiting for her to be like, yeah, and if you put a Hershey's Kiss and ice cubes in there, you'll get some frosting or something.
You need eggs because eggs have a lot of like binding things in it that hold things together and stuff and fats and all that.
That's why you put them in meatloafs, baby.
You need eggs.
Well, isn't ice cream made with eggs?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
usually like some sort of, I think, custard or something like that. But yeah, you need eggs. You just need eggs, fat, and then the mix. That's it. And it's usually like a little bit of oil or a little bit of butter, and it's great. That whole cake thing. But you can also make like microwave cakes with like a little bit of flour.
That's what I'm thinking. Those we don't put egg in.
Yeah.
You know what I find unsettling? People who do microwave eggs. That grosses me out. I don't know why.
I've never done it, but they do have like little containers that you can like specifically crack the egg into, and it'll like you know, like it'll be like a silicone container.
People at my work do that every day.
Those are good.
They microwave their eggs.
Those are good because you're usually not adding any sort of fat to them. You're just I mean, think of like a hard boiled egg. Oh, by the way, do you ever have hard boiled eggs?
Yeah, I love those.
Do you cook them in a pan with water?
Last time I had them, I had some little hard boiled egg thing. Like a little where you like poke a hole in them and put them in there.
Put them in
and
what?
You cook like 6. Like it was like a little, like literally like a little globe.
It was in a pan with water?
No. It was like.
So where'd you cook them in? What device did you cook them in?
No,
in the microwave?
Yeah, it was like, all right. So imagine almost like a snow globe, but I think they sat on a tray and you would pour water in, and there was like a little.
Oh, so the device was this thing.
Yeah. I'll find a photo.
If you have an air fryer, that's the best way to do it.
Ooh, I just bought one.
So
dude,
easy.
It's amazing. They make really good eggs. Once you get the timing
down.
Yeah,
you just got to experiment with the time and the temperature. It's usually pretty low. I think it was like 250 for like 12 minutes in ours.
And then you throw it in an ice bath.
And then you do the same thing. You put it in an ice bath. And
they come out perfect.
Dude, yeah, it's real good.
You don't have to deal with water and waiting for it to boil or nothing. You literally just put it in the thing and hit the button.
Xander cooks omelets in the microwave.
Dude, a lot of people at my work make eggs like every day. You smell eggs in my office.
Hey, they cook them in the office?
Yes, and they cook them in the microwave in the office, and they bring like all the ingredients for like an omelet.
That they cook.
It's disgusting.
Or they put them on they make that other dish. What's the...
Dude, I had to have...
The Italian one?
Branzino or whatever.
Branzino. I had to have told you this, but steaks in an air fryer, if you don't feel like going through the process of cooking a steak.
Yeah, so here's the problem that I have with that is that you don't get... Like, I like my steak like medium to medium rare. And
Same.
You can't really get that without a sear on the outside.
Wait, what did T said I do sometimes for sandwiches when I run out of time? You do what?
Microwaves?
In the microwave?
Yeah.
You get so confused instantly. We were talking about microwaves. But anyway.
Talking about microwaves.
So, so I don't like it. I'll cook like sausages and stuff like that in there. Like, you know, like if I'm heating like a chicken patty or something like that, especially with her chicken patties, they're like veggie chicken patties, which are really good. What are they called? Morningstar?
Is
it Morningstar?
Yeah, they make Morningstar. Yeah, they're the best ones.
Yeah, they're really good for the chicken patties. I think that
they're like breaded chicken.
The meat ones aren't that like not the meat ones, but like the
grilled looking ones are gross.
they're not as good.
You have to have the breading.
Okay.
They're
For
pretty
this
damn
for
good.
the
But how do
steak,
you
you go.
cook your steak? Yeah, how do you do it?
So if I put it in there, like
What
in
kind of
the air
steak are we talking
fryer,
to? What kind of steak are we talking?
I like strips. I'm a big New York strip fan.
Okay.
Um, if so, I haven't done this in a while, but I either would just cook it in there, but make sure that it wasn't on one of those filters, that it was actually touching the like metal bottom of it. And then when you flip it
Mm-hmm.
over, it actually would sear it a little bit because that part, of
Mm-hmm.
course, gets the hottest. I'm trying to think if I would ever take it out though and then sear it
But
on
does your air
a
fryer
pan.
have a bottom element as well as a top element, or just the top element?
No, but no, it would have like kind of just like that drip pan.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that that typically heats up though, because like it does heat up more though, because the usually anything that's touching that or is really close to the element, if it's
Well,
high,
but the
will cook
element's
the
on top
most.
with the fan,
Yeah, no.
and
Hmm.
therefore usually below the grate.
How can you cook a
Gets the
steak in
hottest.
the microwave?
Well, you can cook anything in the microwave.
Yeah.
It'll heat up.
You said no. Didn't we just have this
Well, you
discussion
can
where you
cook
taught me how microwave worked
you
and
can
it
cook
like blew my
you can
mind?
cook anything that has fat or moist or water in
I
it.
could see frying it in a pan.
Okay. Well, that's how
I've never had a
that's
steak
one of the
though,
best
so I
ways of
can't
cooking
judge.
a steak is pan frying. As long as you have a nice hot steak or hot, like either cast iron or a really thick stainless steel pan, it should be good. I think one of the best ways to do it at home without like a sous vide is a reverse sear.
Excuse me.
Where you, you know, sear it, or you could do two things. You could either cook it really slow in the oven at like 100 and something degrees to just get it like right below like 130, and then you take it out, and then you sear it really high on
That's
the
what
pan.
you should. That's what I was gonna say. You should do with the air fryers. Air
Well,
fry it
I don't
and
think
then
the air
just sear it.
fryer will go. Maybe it will if I have it like on a what is it called? Not dehydrate. If you have it like on dehydrate, I think you can get it down to like 100 and something degrees. But I think on bake it'll go as low as like 250 or something. But that's too high to get a thing. I just like a pink on the inside, like red on the
Yeah.
center. Sous vide. Have you ever tried sous vide? Have you tried cooking with sous vide? Like
No,
doing?
but we bought Maryland's parents one
Yeah,
for Christmas, and they
it's
cooked
really
some
good.
stuff for us. It's
Yeah,
awesome, dude.
yeah, it's really good. It
I
looks
gotta get
gross.
one.
It looks
It's
gross.
like all gray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like again, you don't really need to do that if you do like a reverse sear. If you just like take a grate, put it in the thing, you got to make sure it's not sitting in its own water, right? So
Hmm.
you take like a cookie sheet with the rack on it, and you put it on there. You dry it off as much as you can, and you heat it up. I'm not sure what the temperature is, but like I said, like 150, 130. It's just like a smoke, right?
Hmm.
Where you have it really low heat for like about an hour, and just keep your probe in there until it gets like right before it's ready to take out. So whatever your desired temperature is, and then you just make sure you heat up your pan like as hot as possible,
Yeah.
like where it's smoking, and you maybe even put
Yeah.
a little bit of oil on there until that oil smokes, and then you just pop it on there like 2 minutes or a minute on each side, and it's, or even like I think maybe like 45 seconds on each side, as long as it's hot enough, and then you just flip it over. You just
Yeah.
gotta make sure when you flip it, you put it on another side of the pan, because if you just flip it in the same spot, that's cold now, so it's not gonna sear as
Yeah.
well.
T says sous vide is French.
You want to tell us about cooking? You're a good cook.
Yeah, right. Sous vide is French, and then microwave fish ?
No.
That's disgusting.
And plus, can you imagine the smell? Oh God.
Well, that's the whole thing, right? That's the joke of people bringing them to work and like cooking it in the company microwave.
Yeah, they do that at my work too.
I really like potato salad and like egg salad. What is it called?
Yeah. Egg salad. Yeah, that's a thing.
Dude, if you like, okay, so here's the thing. Walmart has some pretty good potato salad and like deviled eggs potato salad.
Really?
There. Yeah. And they're usually, it's like $3 for like a little thing like this big.
Is it fresh or like a brand that they make, like that?
It's a Walmart brand, but like every time I've had it, it's really good. I don't know. I'm weird though. Like
I'll try it.
They're pretty good.
And they have like
they have a couple of different things too. They have like
dude, I tried a ham salad recently. I almost vomited.
What was it?
Ham salad.
Ew.
That sounds gross.
I also haven't had ham in 20 years, so.
Oh, so it was
24.
Like pulped up, like
it literally like
ground up.
It's a brand where I liked their egg salad,
Mm-hmm.
and it looked like the egg salad but ham.
Mm.
It was
Fire.
disgusting, and it almost tasted like it too.
Yeah, so they have like a deviled egg one that's like yellowy, and then they have like a
Yeah.
regular like potato salad, and then they have coleslaw.
You've eaten that a lot. Like that used to be your lunch for a long time.
Yeah, it was good.
It's not like a brand name like Star or something like that, or
no.
like
It's
Smith's. Is
Great
it?
Value or
It's
whatever.
like Great Value
Okay.
one, like
Oh,
just
gotcha.
the
Okay.
Walmart brand one.
Dude, oh, I know what you're talking about now, dude. They have
They're
like a rotisserie chicken salad that I would eat way too much of when we were living
Have
in
you
West
tried that?
I
Virginia.
don't think I've. No, it's smaller though, right? The rotisserie
No,
chicken one is smaller.
they have it small, but they also have a big one, dude. And I was
yeah.
eating like way too much chicken salad.
yeah.
It's like a specific like it's called like literally called like rotisserie special or something like that, and it was amazing.
Did he say sous vide is a French word twice?
No.
Oh.
I said it before. That's when she wrote it.
All
yeah,
right,
sous vide
dude.
is French. We know.
All right, we
What does it
have
mean,
to
though?
we have to talk a little bit about if you saw that Star Wars Acolyte trailer. I'm just curious what you think.
I mean, at first glance, I'm like, hey, this could be cool. I don't know. I'm not judgy when it comes to Star Wars. I'm always open to new stuff. Like I don't care as long as I'm always willing to try it. Like I'll try the new thing if it's good. I tried that was like that Visions or whatever it was called, the animated thing that they had, which was like a bunch of different its own little stories. Didn't like it. Watched like 2 episodes and got bored of it. But I'm always willing to try it. I'm not gonna judge it based on a dumb trailer. I think the trailer looked like it had some pretty cool action. It had Trinity in it. That was pretty cool. You know, she could be a cool Jedi. I think it's cool that it takes place in the past, like I think 200 or 100 years prior to the first episode or whatever. So that's interesting. That's a new world or whatever. I'm not a fan of prequel stuff because you already know that all these people are gonna be dead at some point, and but maybe some people could show up. Like Yoda could possibly be alive at this point because he's pretty old. Certain like older characters, even like Maz Kanata or whatever her name was, the old
Maz Kanata.
Yeah, something like
or something
that,
like that.
Yeah. She could be alive because she was really old. She could be like young in this if she shows up. I doubt that they will do that.
I didn't even think of this. Someone said that the stream started an hour early because we have daylight savings and some people don't.
Oh,
so it may have screwed some people up.
Oh well.
Dude, but yeah, I don't think we've streamed since daylight saving because it happened Sunday and then we took that other week off and then we came back.
So what did you think of it?
I can't really explain this, but I feel like it is another example of where it just doesn't look like Star Wars. I don't know what it is, but it's like they always, in some ways, what they do sometimes works. Like, even though I'm not a huge fan of The Mandalorian, I understand how that like Western approach kind of works for it. You're dealing with bounty hunters and stuff. Something about this though, it just looks like it looks like it's made by people who don't know Star Wars because it doesn't look or feel very Star Wars.
Is it Dave Filoni?
Well, I would. This is another thing I was gonna say, not to open like a huge can of worms, but another thing that I think is disturbing about it. But I think like the showrunner is like Harvey Weinstein's ex-assistant, and I find that like creepy. That like they're still working in Hollywood, but whatever.
Showrunner. Let's see.
And this was something I wanted to mention too. Because we've talked about this in the past, is like I think there was some kind of comment about like it not having to be for like Star Wars fans or something, or the source material or something. And then recently the dude behind the Fallout show said like the same thing about Fallout. And I just don't understand why they keep taking that approach with shows and movies.
I think Star Wars right now is in good hands. I think Dave Filoni and what's the guy from Star Wars that started not Star Wars, the guy that basically started the whole Marvel thing.
Kevin Feige or Feige?
No, the one that started like that was the producer of Iron Man 1 and stuff, or the director of Iron Man 1.
I know. I forgot Favreau, Jon Favreau.
Yeah. So the two of them are basically like running the Star Wars thing right now, and they are both huge Star Wars fans. I think that they are doing a decent job. I think The Mandalorian is good. I think Ahsoka is good in its own way. I lost some interest in it just because it was kind of like really boring and slow, and some of the combat scenes with what's her face, I think was just terrible, and I was just like I think her fights were good. I think Ahsoka's
that was something I wanted to. That was something I wanted to talk about, but I just didn't want to like ruin the show for you at all, or like influence your opinion, possibly, I guess. But like that was something where when I was watching people talk about it, it was like stunning how bad some of those. Like I couldn't believe that. Like that's what.
Yeah, I honestly think that Ahsoka's fight scenes that I saw were good, but I think that her Padawan, whatever her name was, I forgot her name because I didn't really watch what's it called that much. I don't think her fight scenes were very good.
My issues weren't even with the fight. I mean, you know my issues.
Yeah,
it's like that I couldn't get over the adults acting like teenagers.
Oh yeah.
That's another interesting point with that someone pointed out where I was like, yeah, that is true. Is they were like, dude, no one like dies from lightsaber wounds anymore. They were just like, people just get stabbed and then recover, and it's like,
but I mean,
yo, what about Qui-Gon?
Cauterize it.
I mean, like
unless you get like cut in half.
That is the thing, though. Yeah.
Well, what about Qui-Gon? He got stabbed. And like,
yeah, I mean,
from my understanding, there's been multiple instances. I think in Obi-Wan and in Ahsoka, even though I didn't watch Ahsoka.
Yeah, but
they got stabbed and they were just okay.
What's his face though? Darth Maul got cut in half and he was still alive.
That's because fan service kept him alive. The power of fan service sent a ripple through the Force.
Yeah, I guess, but even like Anakin, right? Anakin got burned alive and he was still alive.
Mustafar.
Yeah, that's because he had to turn into Darth Vader.
Luke got his hand chopped off. Luke got his hand chopped off.
Yeah, that's different though. He gets his hand chopped off. He just drops dead.
I mean, that's the thing though. Like, if you get stabbed, it should cauterize the wound, and it should not bleed out at least, unless you hit a vital organ like in the chest or something.
Someone got stabbed in the stomach or something in Ahsoka, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, a perforated bowel, you would die from that. If you cut off your
I don't remember. Was it the main girl?
So I didn't watch Ahsoka, but maybe Ahsoka's friend or something.
I got excited because I remember that happening. And I was just like,
was that her name?
I was like, damn, she died. That's crazy. That's gonna be awesome. And then the next episode, like, she wasn't dead. I was just like, oh well, that sucks,
dude. And then in Obi-Wan, the main bad lady, her name was like Riva, right, or something.
Yeah, I hated her. She was so bad.
Yeah,
but it was just like she was just written so bad. Like, it was just like the actress was good. I think she did the best that she could with the lines and all that. But like, yeah, it was just that show just went through so much. It just sucked
that was
like, Obi-Wan's like my favorite character.
There was in one of the breakdowns, there was just such a funny thing where it was like where Darth Vader goes to like grab a ship or something. But then like the real ship takes off, or was it one of the movies? I can't remember, but there was like a decoy ship. But then he just like stands there or something and watches it fly away, and they were just like, "Why didn't he grab that one too?" Like,
so I know that in one of the movies, Rey like destroys the ship with what's
Chewbacca,
yeah,
Chewie,
and then 30 seconds later, they're like, "Oh yeah, no, he's not dead. Don't worry about it."
That's just like, come on. That's a big problem with a lot of movies, though. You can't even hate on Star Wars for that. Like,
no, I don't.
Either that or like movie trailers. They'll give
I like
away
when movie trailers like change stuff, like the Marvel stuff. They do that a lot.
Yes.
Where they like put fake parts of trailers in.
I think
like,
that's great.
Or they'll like take away elements from scenes.
Yeah, or they put
Star Wars does that too.
They put like the Hulk in one of the trailers. When they're all running down together and the Hulk was there, and then he ended up not being the Hulk when he was there. You know, like that was cool.
Yeah, I think some people complained about that, but I think that's a great way to like
genius.
Amp you up, but not spoil certain things.
Yeah.
Trailers are bad, man. Trailers
they spoil a lot.
Sometimes
usually.
I won't even want to watch a movie because I'm just like, well,
I saw the whole thing.
I know what happens. So I'm good.
Yeah, I wish I could remember like specific examples, but there were some specific examples where like part of the marketing for like the game or the movie, whatever it was, like it was like, dude, why would you not surprise us with this? Like, I don't get it. Like if Yoda does show up in like the Acolyte, like there's like a 50% chance he's in a trailer.
Well, that's the thing. They
it'll be his ear or something, or you'll hear like, like something
Yeah,
to
yeah.
like ruin it. And I
The
was like,
same
why?
thing with Hayden Christensen. He shouldn't have been in any of those trailers, and then they should have
Agree.
surprised us
Totally agree.
because the way that they did it in the trailers, they made it seem like he was going to be a huge deal. He was going to be like a huge, awesome part of it, and then he was in like 5 minutes of the show or
That is
whatever.
that is one definite good thing about the new Star Wars stuff that I'm happy about is that like people like they went from literally hating him from the prequels to now they're like,
But
dude, he's got to be in more stuff.
here's the
Like
thing,
that's
though.
cool.
It's the whole. That's the process of everything. Like
Yeah.
people probably hated the Ewoks, right? And now there's like I still don't
Oh,
like
they
them.
no, they actually did. They
That's the
absolutely.
thing.
Some
And now
still
people
do.
are
I
like,
think.
"Oh my god, I love that movie. That's like my favorite
I've
movie."
always
blah, blah,
liked
blah.
the Ewoks.
See, I
But
never
like I
liked
think
them.
it stems from like me being young when I watched them and I thought they were cute.
Yeah, I don't like them.
Seeing, I remember, I remember seeing the Ewoks and then like being like, why do people hate Jar Jar Binks so much? He's just
Yeah,
like hate the
I
bad
never.
graphics, I
Here's the
guess.
thing. I
But
never disliked Jar Jar. To be
I
honest
never
with you,
did
same,
either.
same.
Like, but I didn't know the
never-
bias back then. Like,
never
I was too
Same.
young, I think, again, to really get it. So, like, I didn't hate him.
I never understood why people hated
No,
him so much. I think it was cool that they gave the actor like a thing in the show. Did you see that?
No, I
What?
didn't see that.
So the actor that played him, he came back as like the Jedi that saved Grogu from the.
Oh,
I don't
really?
know
That's
who
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, yeah.
played him.
Fans like ruin that guy's like life. I think.
Yeah, yeah. He even talked about like wanting to like end his life at some point. Like
That's
because
sad.
of it, you know. It was just
Dude, that
I hate
I
that
find
stuff so much. Like when people attack
Bully,
the
yeah.
actor for
Yeah. Like
something
the-
that they didn't write.
yeah,
and
like
they had nothing-
Umbridge, right? Like everybody hates Umbridge, but
Yeah,
like
but,
it's
like-
not the actor.
Yeah.
The actress did a great job.
Joffrey,
She did.
Joffrey,
Yeah, yeah.
Draco, all
She
those
did a
dudes.
great job. Well, but Draco, everybody loves Draco.
Yeah,
like,
that's true. That's true.
like,
He's like the
I don't
one.
think-
He's the one exception. Like that's
I
so
don't think
weird. Now that
because
you
he
mention
was
girls had
never
crushes
like
on
he
him.
was never a bad. He was a jerk, but he was always like after a certain point he became like
He started turning around a little
yeah,
bit.
He
yeah,
became
and-
like pitiful at a
and
certain
exactly,
point.
but not
And-
what's his face though. Joffrey was never like a loser. He was always like like a jerk. Like he never
Yeah.
turned around and became a good guy.
Yeah,
It's just
no,
a dick.
exactly like what you were saying. I find it like really disturbing when like adults like they can't draw the distinction between like the actor and like the character. Like I'm of the mind, right, where like say Joffrey just because we were talking about him. If I say I saw him in like a different movie and for a split second I'm like this son of a bitch. I'm like, dude, I'm like, that means he was like good. And for
Yeah.
like a split
Yeah.
second, it's like I see his old character. It's like, nah, he's good, dude. But I'm never like, dude, I need to send a death threat to that actor who played him. That's just creepy.
Well, it even goes so far in like video games too. Like Laura Bailey got like death threats to her son because they hated her character in Last of Us 2. And like she literally would get like death threats to kill
She's the
her and her
actress
family.
that played
Disturbing.
the other
Abby?
main character.
Like
yeah.
why, dude? Just because you hate a video game character, you're gonna like threaten to kill someone's
That-
child? What is wrong
That
with you?
that is still nowhere near close to the Last of Us 2 I would have asked for, but it is shocking how like wrong information to this day persists about the Last of Us 2.
Mhm.
I
I
still
thought
am
that
not the
game
biggest.
was genius. Like
I
I
really
loved
liked
it. I
Yeah.
loved it.
I
There-
think they succeeded in what they were trying to do, at least for me. Like they made me not like her, but then made
Like
me
her.
like her as well. You know what I mean? Like I definitely felt like
And then you also see Ellie in a different light.
I definitely feel
like-
like they made me feel what they were going for worked on me is
Me
what I'm trying to
too.
say. You know what I mean? Like it obviously isn't for everybody. And I kind of liked what happened.
Like there were points in that game where like we both were just like, don't continue. Like I don't want this to happen.
Yeah.
Like stop.
Yeah.
Like, and
I
it
don't
was towards characters that like you never thought you would feel feelings for. Like I don't know. I thought it was done amazingly.
It obviously could have been different, right? What happened could have been different. Everything could have been different, but I feel like what happened for me worked. And I don't want
I
to
feel
be
like
like
anything that can evoke that kind of emotion and that kind of like attachment
uh-huh.
and change your mind is amazing
And like
storytelling.
you and I have had this conversation before where like you think it should have gone a different way, but like at the same time, it's not our story. You know what I mean? Like it could, like it's like their story. So it's like it's not gonna be good for everybody. But I appreciate that it didn't just like wasn't just another. I just feel like if it was more of the same game where we're continuing that same thing, it just would have felt, for me, it would have felt just like, oh, I'm just playing the same type of Joel again.
No, but see,
Ellie again.
The one thing I'll say though, because I do agree with you. Like if it more or less ended up being like The Last of Us 1, but some different stuff that, like, yeah, like I agree with you, but I feel like knowing who wrote it, like it seems very similar to me, to Ryan Johnson and episode 8, whatever that was called. I don't even remember. Like it felt purposely written from like a negative place to like spite the fans. That's what bothers me.
But me not knowing anything about what you're talking about, just experiencing the story, I can't.
Yeah,
I can't say
I
that.
know, but I mean, but unfortunately, I do. I mean,
you
I'm
have
just
a
saying,
bias.
like, I do know that stuff. But
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, I still say like, wow, a lot of the people who to this day hate on that game, they say stuff that is factually untrue. None of it that I really want to get into because some of it's political. But there is just like there's some stuff where it's like, dude, like that was just made up. What you're talking about. Totally made up.
Yeah. So the stuff with like episode 8, like I looking at it as just like a fun movie, I think it was good. But looking at it as like a continuation of episode 7, which is like my favorite Star Wars thing, it sucks because it like everything that was set up in episode 7 got like crushed in episode 8, which sucks. And then it was just like picking up the pieces as best as we could from episode 8, because like I honestly don't think 8 would have been what it ended up being if
you mean 9?
9 ended up being I don't think 9 would have been what it was if 8 was following the storyboard that they had kind of laid out. To be honest,
what I would love to know beyond a shadow of a doubt, because like the story has kind of, I remember the original,
what the actual story was supposed to be.
No, not even that. That would be cool. But I remember hearing that like there was an outline for the new trilogy.
That's what I thought too.
Ryan Johnson threw it, and at this point, I don't remember. I mean, maybe JJ said it, maybe Ryan Johnson said it. I don't remember.
I heard the same thing though.
Yeah, so the popular narrative was that was there. Ryan Johnson threw it away and did his own thing. Mm-hmm. Now, if that's what happened, that's a huge bummer, because it's like, why would you sign on to make a movie that has a blueprint if you don't want to follow the blueprint? There's episode 9, I almost love, because I couldn't believe how clearly it was trying to undo episode 8.
Yeah.
It was like I think it's a horrible movie, but I was like, dude, I can't believe they're doing this.
I think that it's the best that they could have done with the episode before.
They definitely tried to appease the fans.
They tried to appease the fan, and they tried to like undo everything that was done, and it sucks because that's the worst part about the movie, is that that's exactly what they tried to do. They got rid of characters that they probably didn't want to have added, and just kind of was like, they're just doing something else now. Like they're just not here. They brought Kylo Ren's helmet back, which was like the coolest designed helmet. Like that's why I like that helmet in Helldivers, because it kind of looks like his helmet, and I think it's one of the coolest.
Yeah.
It's like a redesign of Vader. It's like a cooler version of Vader's helmet, because like I think Vader's helmet just kind of looks like that.
And it looks goofy, and it looks silly, like a wiener. No offense.
Yeah. What's it called does too? Kylo Ren's kind of does too. Yeah.
It just makes that scene so much more tragic to you, like what they did in episode 8.
Yeah. And like, he just, dude, I can't believe that they just like ruined his character so much.
Dude,
Luke's character.
And that does suck, Xander.
I love
they would do that.
He was so good, and I loved the new trio, dude. Like Rey,
me too.
Finn,
They were cool. So
awesome. Poe showing up in the first one and doing X-wing, like
that was
parkour.
Awesome. That was so cool.
Like that gave me chills. The part
I just got goosebumps from that. Just got goosebumps just from you telling, just remembering that scene, and it's just like woo. When Finn was like, woo.
I love
Finn
and Poe's bromance, dude.
Yeah,
could have been a romance for all I care. I don't know.
Rey was a great character.
I liked Rey. Yeah, she got kind of ruined when they just made her super powerful for no
That's
reason.
what
But they did that with Luke too, though. If you remember, Luke goes away. He doesn't finish his training with Yoda, and then he goes away between episodes, and then just comes back as a master.
Defeats the bad guy.
And I was just like,
they say the Mary Sue thing about Rey now, but they also like to crap on episode 7 now. I don't care what anybody says.
Episode 7. It was awesome.
I don't care what anybody says, man. People liked that when it came out. And then after 8 and then after 9, now people are like 7, 8, and 9 are trash.
I agree. Like when 7 came out, I remember no bad things. Like everyone loved it.
Yeah, except the people were all saying that it was just the episode. It was just a new
Hope. The only person that didn't love it was my uncle, because he was like, it's just a repeat of like the first trilogy or something. But I was like,
see,
whatever.
I thought that was.
But that's every story, though, right? It's the hero's journey. That's what it always is.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
also thought it was
orphan
genius
girl,
too.
Like on, like a was she on Tatooine or she was on a different desert planet?
Jakku.
Yeah. You're right.
The Battle of Jakku.
7 was good, and I didn't hate episode 9. That was T.
Yes,
me too. That's exactly how I feel.
I don't know what that is, Marcus, so I'm gonna not say anything.
Where?
You want?
What? Just
to
point
try
to it.
Blueprint?
I don't know what that means.
I don't know. I didn't.
Yeah, I think it was super smart though for them to do something kind of familiar with episode 7.
Yeah.
I've always said, because it let you know like this is original trilogy Star Wars, not prequel Star Wars. Where prequel Star Wars was a lot about like Senator blah blah blah, and then go into it. It's like, no, dude, we're just gonna it's a Death Star, but we love Death Stars.
Who's that?
Rian Johnson's the guy that ruined Star Wars for everybody.
No, that was Rian Johnson.
Oh, that's Brian Johnson.
I don't know if he's saying the wrong name, but referring to Rian Johnson or talking about someone. I have no clue.
So I really liked it because it was like a new Star Wars for a new generation, which I think is like what we needed, like a fresh, like we can't have the old characters. And I think that the new characters were different enough. Like Finn being an old, like a stormtrooper, that was like so cool, like
awesome,
so different, you know. Technically, not exactly a stormtrooper, but a stormtrooper, you know. And then what's his face being like an ace pilot, that was super interesting. It was similar enough to Han Solo, but not the same. And you know, not Princess Leia either. Like it was a new take on it, you know. Like,
and then Poe being treated like. That was one of my biggest problems with episode 8. Poe gets treated like crap for no reason. Yep. And Finn goes back to trying to run away, like leave his friends again.
It just made
no sense. It was like, dude, they grew from it. It was funny though. I think it was episode 7 where I saw a funny like meme or whatever, where like I think is it when Rey like touches Luke's lightsaber or someone's lightsaber, and she's like, this lightsaber has done terrible things, and then they circle the other lightsaber she's holding, and it's the one that like Anakin used to kill all the younglings. And they're like, what could that lightsaber could have possibly done that was so bad? I thought that was funny. Dude, the flashbacks or whatever vision she got, man, that was all so cool.
And then also like the Kylo Ren stopping the bolt, the blaster bolt, when that happened at the movie theaters, I was like, Star Wars is back, baby. This is the best. It was so awesome. I was like, I didn't know they could do that, but it makes sense. Like, it's not a laser, it's a bolt, right? Like, it's not technically like a laser, because a laser beam is just the speed of light, you know. Like,
the laser beam would never disappear, like in a bolt format.
Well, it's not a physical thing, a laser. You know, it's like
you wouldn't be able to shoot increments of it.
Well, you would. You just go.
That's dumb.
But you wouldn't. You would just hold it steady and just be like melt.
But anything in its wake would get hit.
Yeah, it's like a plasma bolt.
I always loved the lore in Mass Effect. They might have changed. The first one,
the Mass Effect like bullets, right? Like they're basically
where it was like shaving a little piece off, right?
Yeah. I remember listening to like all of those recording things of like the lore of the guns.
I can like hear the guy's voice kind of in my mind still.
So in Mass Effect, they had like these Mass Effect relays that would allow them to travel, right? That's how they would travel from system to system type thing. And they were basically just kind of like a gun that would just speed you up and throw you. But they miniaturized that into the guns, and it had like a little piece of metal in there that it would shave off a little sliver of metal, and it would accelerate that so fast, like a rail gun, and that's how the guns worked. but you could only shoot for a certain amount of time because it would overheat.
But you didn't have ammo though,
You
right?
didn't have ammo.
In the first one,
it just overheated. Yeah, so you weren't shooting bullets.
Or you would run out.
No, it would just it would never run out because it was just such a small amount that it was shaving off that it basically had infinite ammo.
That alone right there is like more lore than like 50% of games that come out now. Where like it explains, it's so good.
It was,
but yeah, man. That Mary Sue stuff like came after. I love the whole new like squad and stuff. I even thought the real in your face parallel of like the bad guys to the Nazis being like even closer.
Yeah,
that was well done. Like all of that stuff was so interesting.
Yeah, and then Hicks got like he was such a cool character, and then he just became a bitch by the end of the 8th movie.
And he ended up being a spy, right? And then he just
and then in the last one he was a spy. I was just like, Jesus Christ, this guy, poor guy, man. He's just suffered so much. He's been through so much. He was a cool bad guy in the first one, and then and he had that dynamic with Kylo where they were like kind of going back and forth. They were both trying to get approval from Snoke. Snoke was awesome, by the way. Dude. I loved Snoke as a thing, and it would have even been cool if he was just like a clone of Palpatine, but like a failed clone or something that still had some sort of connection to the Force, and like it was so weird. He was like a giant, like he was bigger than normal.
Well, he did. I don't remember exactly where the conversation happened, but like I remember like you and I having a discussion about like he was massive, but it was like a projection.
Yeah.
And I don't remember if it was like it was obvious later or whatever, but I just remember like us talking about how at first we both thought he was like this massive like Sith.
Yeah.
And it was just funny.
Stop.
But yeah, dude, he was real cool, dude. That like so much. I would love to like if there really was like plans originally, I would love to know. Him being clones though wasn't. I do think that was kind of interesting though, if I'm being honest though.
Yeah,
like him being like a puppet. That is.
But it's weird though because it's like I think that the last movie did a good job of trying to fit everything together. I think that right now, like in Mandalorian, they do have stuff about cloning and trying to bring Palpatine back and stuff. So they have been hinting at that, and like during the Mandalorian, that stuff's being like set up for those later trequels, later sequels. There we go.
Okay,
that's the word. The 3 sequels. But I don't know. I think right now that like Dave Filoni and what's his face are running it. I think that they're trying to rein it in and trying to keep the lore correct. And I think that I just I like Star Wars. I look forward to they'll mess up every once in a while.
They do need though to put the right showrunners in place.
Yeah.
Like this acolytes person, the one who I think said something like I was saying along the lines of not like.
But I think they still need approval from those two. I think those two are still like at the end of the day, still somewhat like what's his face, Feige, is running this stuff. And now Marvel also seems to be kind of reining it in too because they're doing less shows. And I think it was a big thing because it was whoever was in charge before was kind of just wanting like volume over quantity, right? Like quantity over quality. I mean. And now they're like there's only I think like a couple movies coming out this year. They're reducing the amount of shows, and they're canceling a bunch of shows too. They're canceling a bunch of things that have already.
Marvel or Star Wars you're talking about?
Marvel.
I just read a thing today. I don't know if it's true because I only saw it like passing in a tweet, but that the dude who plays Bucky isn't returning for.
Weird.
I guess there's going to be a Captain America 4. I didn't even know that was a thing.
I thought that was already like started. I thought they had already started. Wait, 4?
So,
how many have there been? 3 or 2?
For Civil War.
Oh yeah, Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier.
And the original.
Yeah.
The first Avenger.
Yeah, the first Avenger. Yep.
Yeah. So 4 is what you're saying. So I thought they already filmed it though. I thought they were already like in the process of doing that. Maybe he's not coming back after that. But anyway,
I could have misread it.
They're canceling a bunch of stuff. Like they're canceling a bunch of shows and movies and stuff. So I think they're trying to like get back on track with something. I don't know. I always look forward to stuff. I'm never gonna be like, oh, they're dead. It's over forever. Like I always have hope. I will say with Star Wars though, I feel
I don't know. The Acolyte trailer, I feel like, is another instance of where like certain things are taking precedent over just telling a good Star Wars
I
story.
think it
That
definitely looks
like
a
you
lot
watch that
like.
trailer and it's like obvious.
I think it looks a lot like what's it called? Like Clone Wars, like the animated series. Like a lot of the environments and stuff look like Clone Wars stuff.
Yeah.
Which feels to me like Star Wars. Clone Wars is like the most Star Wars that I've ever experienced. Like all the Clone Wars series and stuff.
Yeah.
It was really good. It's probably my favorite Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to get into like specifics, but I feel like you watched that like Acolyte trailer and it's still like very clearly like woke stuff is taking a precedent. Like you could just I don't want to go deeper than that. Like we could talk about it private, but it's like
They
it's very
focus too much on
obvious.
stuff like that instead of storytelling.
Yes,
Sometimes.
yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
do you know who
and
the
it's
main that Asian guy is?
no.
He's the actor from Squid Games.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Which is
Cool.
dope. I didn't.
Yeah,
I
was just
always
like,
just
That's cool.
figured
I didn't know he
like
could
didn't
speak.
speak
I
English
didn't know
for
he could
some
speak
reason.
English
That's
that well.
super racist
Yeah.
sounding now that I say
Dude,
it.
you know what? I'm gonna be completely honest. Please, no one hold this against me. But when I like watch something and like there's like a very like just like super Asian character, then when I see them in something else speaking like perfect English or like English, I'm like, oh crap! Like totally, I'm with you on that one. It's like, oh damn, you got me. Like a good example is Lost. The first time I saw Daniel Day
Yeah.
Kim in something after
Mhm.
Lost, I
Yeah.
was like, oh Jesus! I was like,
Yeah.
like, but
Dude, that
so
guy's
yeah,
like
I'm with you on
Well,
that.
plus like his debut thing was in Korean.
that guy's like
so
56.
where's
Daniel Day
11?
Kim, dude, that guy, that's a handsome dude, bro.
Yeah, he looks too good, man.
Who?
I call him Daniel Any Day Kim, if you know what I mean.
Isn't he the Fire Lord from
I
what's it
don't
called?
know.
Hey,
Avatar? He's in
Yeah.
Avatar? Here he is.
Yeah.
Ozai or whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, I need them to remake Lost and cast me as
Daniel
Jack.
Day Kim.
Yeah, Daniel Day Kim. He's the
He's
Fire Lord.
50 something.
He's 56, I think.
Dang.
Yeah, I know.
I want his genetics.
Well, you gotta be Asian.
All over me. What?
Sorry.
No. I didn't mean that to actually sound as disturbing as it does. My bad.
We gotta go.
I had one other thing I wanted to ask you about was, did you watch the X-Men? Because
it was. I liked it.
Was it good?
Yeah, I liked it.
I saw a scene and I thought the animation
55.
like
sorry,
laughably
he's
bad.
55. No. The animation looks good. It has a weird like 12 frames per second look to it, where it's a little like, it's not like super hyper smooth like some of the things. It's more like Miles Morales in the first movie before he learned how to use his powers. Where he was
genius,
drawn,
where he was a lower frame.
He was drawn on like
whoever thought
12s,
of that,
and then Peter was drawn on 24s.
Dude, genius!
I
love that.
So it definitely has that feel to it, but the animation's good. Like there's a lot of really like good like hair movement and stuff. But if it was smoother, if they did more frames, I think it would have looked better, and I think you wouldn't have thing. But it has it's the same art style as the original, as the old thing, but it's modernized a little bit more.
How many do you know how many episodes they're going to be? Has it been said?
No, we could look.
All right. Well, all right. $50. Do you think they recreate that Wolverine meme? The one where someone's laying on the bed looking at the photo?
Well, it's Wolverine that's laying on the bed looking at the photo.
Oh, and then what do they always who's in the original photo?
Oh, I think it's Jean and Cyclops, I think.
I love that meme, dude. And then they just swap someone out. You think they'll recreate that scene at any point?
I don't know. Probably not.
I would love that.
Is there 4 episodes out right now?
No, I think 2.
I don't know. We'll have to look it up. But all right. Well, thank you guys for hanging out. We did a little bit extra long one to make up for last week and because we lost the stream before. So see you guys later.
Bye.
Bye.